thing, like we got social media now too. So basically, it's just like Kelvin just finished saying, like society's getting foul. You see how people are so foul on social media on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing violence constantly on social media, and people just whipping out their phones to film it instead of stopping. Like I seen somewhere 2 women was fighting. The woman knocked unconscious, but the girl's still stomping her. You know what I'm saying?
The Walmart, right? The Walmart.
Yeah. Actually, no, it wasn't that one. I saw no, but I know which one you're talking about with the Walmart.
Was it that fight?
Right.
That's
another fight. But the thing is, me and you, D, we go back and forth all the time on social media. We send each other stuff all the time. I mean, and I mean, me and D send each other some violent stuff. You know, real bro. That's how I know we're going to hell.
Yeah, I'm going to hell with gasoline drawers on, baby.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll be honest with you. I don't watch it. I don't care to click on the violent stuff. I don't care to, except one thing. I will watch the 8-ball jacket slap on the subway. Because that's a teachable moment. That was teachable generation.
It's a moment in history right there, brother. You know what I'm saying?
It's so funny. They release that video every time in November on that same date.
It's anniversary.
It's anniversary. Social media is hilarious. That's so funny. That was a very teachable moment. She got humbled fast. The other thing, Rodney and I, we shared, and I think I shared it with you guys, got. It was a young lady about to go on a date with a gentleman, and she wanted to get some. I'm gonna let the video play, but wanted to get some food for her daughter before they went out. The man didn't buy her daughter any food, so she decided to cut him off. And I'm gonna let people in the audience see the video because I want producer Jamie. Can you please play the video for what I just spoke about with the McDonald's conversation?
From a man's perspective, tell me if this is just way out of pocket. And this is why we talking prenuptials and shit. On the first date, I had to get my daughter something to eat before he took me out. So I was like, can you run me by the McDonald's real quick because I'm running behind, woo woo. We get to McDonald's. All she got was her classic, a milkshake, 4-piece nugget, and a small fry. When the lady at the window asked for the bread, he's
like, "Where's that?"
Yeah,
nigga, you said run me through McDonald's real quick so we can. Yeah, nigga, you gonna pay for it.
I'm sorry. Okay. I think that's the
already. That was the first problem.
That ain't no problem.
At that moment,
that's your problem.
Look, and it was at that moment. Now, I had the bread,
paid for the,
and I even asked him did he want anything. But look, it was at that moment that I knew you were never getting this pussy.
Because he ain't paid for your daughter food.
Fuck you on the first date.
So honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you. My boss knew I was having a sleepover for my daughter. He was like, "Oh, that's what you know. I'll order her pizza."
That's why most of the relationships they cheat on. That's why most relationships they cheat on you with somebody at work because of shit like that. I'm gonna pay for the daughter. I'm gonna pay for all that.
White man.
And I'm pretty sure you want some young pussy. What you mean?
Well, you were paying for it. You wouldn't have to be looking to him.
I was single at the time, but I'm gonna tell you what it is.
No, I'm just saying hypothetically.
I get what you said.
I will fuck your boss up.
Wow.
What thoughts, gentlemen?
Wow. Let me ask you this question.
I got a whole lot of thoughts.
Is there a correlation between being pretty and systemically ghetto? Is there a correlation? No, it just seems like that's the trade-off. Like if you get one, that usually you got to get the other. But
we can't say ghetto, we can say hood because some people might take offense to that.
Okay, but they knew what I meant though.
No, these words are coming out of Kelvin's mouth, not Demond Pearson this time.
But pretty will let you get away with a lot of stuff, though.
Yeah, right. So Rod, your thoughts, Rod?
Yeah, I got a few thoughts on this one. First of all, she said it was the first date, correct?
Correct.
All right, so she basically was running late on the first date, so that's an issue. Yeah, that's a problem right there. Then the thing is, first date, just met this guy, and you're bringing your daughter around him. Okay. Okay. So now the thing is, me personally, I don't care what people think at this point, but I would not have bought the McDonald's either, because first of all, the child I shouldn't have been seeing your child that early. It's early. It's our first date. If I'm not sticking around, I shouldn't be seeing that child that early. And the thing is, and then you want me to take a McDonald's and buy. Then she also said he wasn't going to get none because he didn't pay for the McDonald's. So I guess she comes pretty cheap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of issues there. Like I'm speaking from experience, and I know Demond can have my back on this. Like when I was a single father and then I was dating, like I didn't bring women around my kids unless they were women that were going to be sticking around for a little while.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want my kids to be like, well, daddy keeps bringing all these women around or whatever. Yeah. So, I would leave and, go out and do what I had to do or whatever. But, that's just me personally. I don't believe in that. If the guy's on his first date, I mean, I don't think you should be seeing your kid on the first date. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah. It just leads. It just starts a really poor precedent. Man.
It does. It starts. I hate to jump back in, Derek, but it kind of sends a very negative message to the guy that you're dating.
Yes.
And then you're going to wonder why he's not taking you seriously.
Yes.
Look at what you're doing.
Yeah. No, she was right to say, listen, I'm not going to give him no, after this. Listen, because it wasn't going nowhere anyway. After
it ain't going nowhere.
He did that. It was going nowhere serious anyway after that.
Yeah. And the thing is, she's telling the story from one side. We got to hear this guy's point of view. The guy might be saying, yo, she got in the car. She wanted McDonald's. She was fighting over Happy Meal. The kid was bad. It could be a whole different story there, But I personally, I don't think she should have brought a kid around.
No, man.
Kelvin, any thoughts before I go, Kelvin?
Well, first of all, I think my opening statement pretty much summed up what they were saying. Because, I mean, but I think to be serious, though, I think Rodney was spot on.
Yes, Monique. Well,
that's what I was going to say. Monique took it out of my mouth, but go ahead.
Oh, yeah, she's got a point there. Why didn't she cook?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But the kind of the value that you see, in other words, you have to ask yourself, because I think what happens in some situations, people are looking for someone who can help them out, who could, and that's what we've kind of perpetuated. You know what I mean? And so she's leveraging, saying, listen, this is the value I bring, the way I look or whatever like that. That's what I bring. So in exchange for that, then I want you to take care of, financial things or whatever like that. And it does set a bad precedent. And the fact that she's trying to justify it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, at the end of the day, and like Rodney said, so the deciding fact of you giving yourself to somebody, we talking about a Happy Meal. We talking about a child's, saying? Like that's just too much. And to be honest with you, we don't know how to engage in relationship. We just don't.
Yeah.
And the thing was like when Monique said, I was gonna say she should already know she was going on a date. Hours on end. She should have had that stuff prepared for her. As a man, I'm looking at her now. You have a child, and I don't get serious with you. How you gonna do our child? Are you gonna be
correct?
Are you gonna have everything prepared and ready for it?
Correct. You're sending me a bad message. You're sending a very bad message to me.
Exactly. Like Masali said in the comments, she said, "I'm trying to date her, not her daughter." So, like you said, Rod, why are you bringing the kids around? Like, I'm not trying to meet the family to get in right then, but
exactly, this could be our last date. Our first date could be our last date.
But you have to understand this, and let me say this to you gentlemen who all have children. You have to understand this. I remember years ago, I was working at JFK. I dated a young lady, and I didn't even date the girl. Her friend was trying to introduce me to her, and her friend they were Dominican. And I remember she said, Kelvin, she got a kid, but don't worry, the father's not around. It was almost like, you get to pay for the whole thing. Like in other words, you get kind of take over completely. And that was like a selling point to her. Like, don't worry about it. She's getting no money from the father either or support. So you could just jump right in there and be the one to provide. So I think some people look at it like that. And I apologize for saying systemically ghetto. I teach a class called Getabulism, and I'm writing a book called Intro to Getology, and so we cover that in chapter 3. So I'm sorry, but I should not be make a judgment like that. So.